There we go. Testing, testing. Always fun in the studio. Good evening, everyone. Everything's focusing, hopefully.
Crooked.
Straighten out. Good times with technology. Oh, I see people joining in. Hello, hello, and welcome to What's New Wednesday for March the 15th. I'm going to scooch just a little bit. Oh, there we go. And we are live and rocking and rolling. Guys, technology has not been my friend lately, so I apologize that we had a couple of glitches right off the stop, but just makes the wait that much worthwhile. So, good evening. What a gorgeous sunny day today. It has been beautiful. And let me tell you, I have some beautiful things to bring to you tonight. Now, I do want to give you a heads up. I'm going to show all the new goodies first, and then we have a whole bunch of events and announcements and that kind of thing that I'm going to share with you. And I have something really important to share at the very end. So you're going to want to hang on with me. You're going to want to stick with me, and you are not going to want to miss that very last announcement. So please do hang on with me. I'm going to get started with some new stuff from our friend Tim. Tim Holtz keeps knocking things out of the park. And I know that we have always been big fans of his distress products, his inks, his sprays, all of that good stuff. But more and more, our community is getting into some of his what he calls ideology items, which are papers, embellishments, and all of that kind of thing. So we have some new stuff from his most recent release. Now, this isn't everything. We do have more stuff in transit, but we absolutely could not wait to share these with you. So I'm going to start off with, and that glare is pretty shiny there, double-sided paper. So there are two different ones. This first one, yeah, I don't know. Oh, this one is called Backdrops Volume. Oh, let's switch it. Backdrops Volume 4 is this more
Grunge.
grunge. That's a great word, Matt. Grungy style of paper. I you know what? I haven't even opened it up, so I don't even know what the weight is like. Matt's gonna open up volume 5 so that we can get to it. So let's take a look at volume number 4. So the weight is a good cardstock weight. It is thinner than what a 49er market might be, but it is pretty, well, maybe a tiny bit thinner than, say, even a Simple Stories pattern paper, but still really a good sturdy weight and great for all your projects. Now this looks to be, does it have a size on it? It does
6 by 9.
not. Oh, here it is, 6 inches by 10 inches. So perfect for your Elizabeth Craft planners. Even for layouts and things like that, you can have a nice border on your background, and they are double-sided. So great, very vintage collagey. This, when I see this, I definitely think Tim Holtz. You can add sprays to it. You can add ink to it. I wouldn't add anything with too much water. I don't know that this paper could hold that kind of moisture and that kind of weight, but you could definitely distress it. You could tear it. So much fun. And look at all it. So there's 24 double-sided pages. And so far, I don't think I've come across a duplicate. So they are all different here inside. Just try vintage grunge. Margaret is calling it. I think that's absolutely, this would be ideal for if you are already starting to plan Father's Day or masculine birthday. Some of these are very, to me, very travel related, and they might work really well with stuff that I'm going to share with you in just a little bit. Anyways, this is Backdrops Volume 4. My fingers aren't working, so I'm just flipping through. Love the typewriter paper. Like I said, 24 sheets there. And then we have something a little bit brighter, a little bit more colorful. and that is the Backdrop Volume 5. Oh, Matt's going to take that away and repackage that for me. He is a pro. We've got this down pat. Margaret is saying ledger style for ECD. Absolutely. All of these could work really well with your Elizabeth Craft. Maybe I'll just give you a little sneak peek here. This is what the brighter one looks like. I know when, I think it was Debbie, emailed and said that she had seen this on his live last week. This one is definitely more in that rainbow color. Upside down, that looks like a squid, but I think it's meant to be a map. So you've got some colors in here that can brighten things up. And by all means, you could mix and match the two paper packs together. Similar style, one just a little bit more brighter, the other one more on that grunge side. So hey, if we need to name them, this is the Marcy pack, and the other one was the Chris pack. Marcy likes the brighter and prettier. Chris loves her grunge. Matt's having a good chuckle over that because, you know, Backdrop Volume 4, Volume 5, that's not exciting at all. And here I've just really quickly flipped through all, oh, look at that. So look at that. That is very, very reminiscent of 49 and Market as well. They must utilize a lot of the same graphic sites. Lots and lots of fun. So those are the two new Backdrop paper lines. They are 6 by 10, 24 sheets in a pack. And then when you want to add extra goodies to it, this is a frame set. So this is called layer frames. And they've got some floral patterns to them. Let me see if I can bring it up a little bit closer for you. There are, looks like 4, 8, 12 frames in here. They are a thin chipboard, but look, they've even got some stitching on it, which is kind of cool. We have, actually, I'm going to show this next, collage paper. So very similar in that color swatching kind of style. I'm not going to be able to take it all the way out, but you get this great big roll of collage paper, which is kind of like a rice paper, a little bit more flexible than a rice paper, but great for layering, great for adding to your projects. Definitely not strong enough to be the base layer for your projects, but it would be really, really cool to layer on and play with. I think way back in one of the Maker Manias, my friend Tracy from Papercraft Clubhouse used this to cover a box, or you could cover some of the Graphic 45 craft albums. You can really use this just to add layers of color and have lots of fun. 2 sets of embellishments. So we've got word tags. This one, and in case you can't read it on the screen because that's a little bit hard, happy, lost, hope, story, wish. They're just little metallic tags. Personally, I would attach them either with glue dots or with like a glossy accent, some kind, or even Halmer's 450, something that is really strong and sturdy. And then there are these larger ones that are called word plaques. These would be great on the front of an album or a box, or I know Tim likes his vignettes and his boxes and that kind of thing. So live a story worth telling. Life is meant for adventure. Make this journey your own. A compendium of curiosities.
Yeah.
Very, very Tim in that respect. The next thing I'm going to share with you, this is called a reliquary dome. And it's kind of like, I'm going to call it like a snow globe type idea.
I think that's our last one right now.
Matt thinks this might be our last one, but I'm pretty sure we've got more on its way. So if you miss out on this one, then definitely email us and we will put you on the special order list. So it's got this little cork bottom here and then this dome that you can build a little 3D display in here. Really, really fun. Your creativity is your only limit. And then I'm going to end off here, and this is a really interesting one. This one is called Photomatic. So it is a series of snapshots that are in the sepia and black and white tones. You could add color to them with your distress inks. Our friend Julie was in this afternoon, and she says she uses these in little window vignettes, or she does all kinds of fun stuff to have these pictures just kind of peeking through your artwork. You could put collage paper, you know, over areas and just make it look like it is part of your artwork. So there are
A lot.
30 pieces in here, all kinds of fun snapshots. Really, really cool. It'll be fun to play with. So that is new from Tim Holtz, Ideology.
There's more coming.
As I said up the front, and as Matt just said, I'm not sure if you guys can hear him in the background, there are more pieces coming as well. They are just in transit. So keep looking for those. Hopefully we'll have those to share with you next week. So while we're still on our friend Tim, if you did not catch the live at noon, we will share that over from Tim's YouTube channel, but there is a new tool in town, and I'm not going to be able to get it all on camera.
Turn it.
Going to turn it this way.
There you go.
It is a brand new rotary trimmer from Tim Holtz and from Tonic. Tonic is an absolute industry leader when it comes to trimmers. They stand behind their product. They are well made. They are sturdy. They will withstand pretty much any wear and tear that you can throw at it. This is called a media trimmer. So Tim mentioned that when he first asked Tonic to build this for him, and it sounds like this has been a labor of love for a little bit of time. Matt's saying 3 years that this has kind of been in development and manufacturing. Manufacturing, we know, has always been a challenge. He wanted this for thicker materials. So if we look at the box here, see if I can get it up close, used for chipboard up to 0.05 inches thick, canvas, cardstock, and paper. So if you are using thicker, sturdier substrates, then this is what you want to be cutting with. He was doing a demonstration. I only caught part of his video today, but the one thing he was cutting was either his heavy stock or watercolor paper. And he said, as long as you keep it to 3 sheets, up to 130 pounds per sheet, which I think heavy stock is about 130. As long as you keep it to 3 sheets, you're going to get nice, clean cuts. Now, again, I've got to go back and watch the video, and I said we will share it over here just to learn the ins and outs. But some of the key features here, it's this nice sturdy bar. I'm going to keep it sideways, but you would use it this way. It's got this really easy grip rotary blade, and the way he described that you should hold it, and I will turn it this way for this one, is it's very ergonomically designed. You put your thumb kind of here in this little notch area, and then rest your hand. By doing that, you are going to turn that blade close to the metal edge. It is going to be loose. That's the way it was designed. And there's all kinds of gears and mechanics in this blade cartridge that's going to help you cut your paper. Keep your other hand nice and safe on that plastic guide so that you don't go like this. That is a choice. Be very careful. Keep it over here. And you're going to be able to cut your paper like so. The other interesting thing about this is if the paper is too thick, if it is too much to be cut, it will stop. It will not cut the paper. So all that means is that you've got it too thick. Take a layer out and go back and cut the rest of it. The other thing I will point out is that it has not 1, but 2 legs. Let me find the other one here. It's not coming out. There we go. For your 12 by 12 paper. So that way you've got measurements both top and bottom. You've got stoppers here to keep your paper from sliding too far one way or the other. And it is perfect for 12 by 12 or smaller. The box actually says cuts up to 12.5. So most of what we as crafters use is 12 by 12 or smaller. So this sturdy, super duper handy, brand new trimmer from Tonic is now available and on our website. So you can go and get it right now. We did get our first shipment. Our second shipment is in processing. So If we need to get more, it is on its way. The one other thing I will say is this blade is replaceable. We can get, though we can't get them quite yet, there will be replacement blade cartridges that you just lift out this bar. You get a special tool to lift out the bar, swap out the blade, and away you go. But Tim says he's been using his for about a year, and he has not yet had to switch that blade. And we know that Tim is a what I would call industrial use crafter, so you know that that blade has gotten lots and lots of handy dandy work. So go and watch the video, come back and see us, and we will get this trimmer into your hand. I know one of our customers who's already picked up one of these. She also mentioned from a safety standpoint, this might be better for younger crafters because you're not as light. I mean, you have to try really hard to get your finger there in the blade. So if you have younger crafters that are doing a lot of crafting with you, this might be something that you consider. So that is from our friend Tim. Phew. While we are still on tools, we do have some other new tools here in the store.
We're not done yet?
We're not done yet. We got a long way to go, Matt, so I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. We have two brand new tool-in-one tools from Spellbinders. I have the blue one, which I think was 2 iterations ago. The tool itself is still very functional and very similar to the one that I have. Primarily, it is the color that has changed. And this is a really handy little tool. Let me flip it over here. It has the brush tip. And what you use this for is for cleaning out all the little chads and the little bits from your die cutting. I know Darlene was doing a bunch of stitching using the stitching dies and had all those teeny tiny holes. This tool not only helps you get all the little bits out, but also helps you get the paper out of the die. And then this one has 2 little piercing tools. One I think is more of a spatula. The other one is a pokey tool. And it actually just this is like a little plunger. It pushes, you swap out the tool, and the tool actually gets stored right in the handle, just like that. So Spellbinders has brought out a nice crisp white and a super sleek black if you need a new tool. And my understanding is there are other tools that they are working on to swap out here on that bottom end. I know back when it was the blue one, there were a few little extra tools. So I hope we see more from Spellbinders. And then for our mixed media folks, I know Chris was already very excited about these. These are nylon stencil brushes. Matt jokingly calls them makeup brushes, but I don't think I'm going to be putting mixed media paste on my face. So this is meant for stenciling, some really nice soft bristles, and I know Chris is going to play with them and maybe even do a demo with them coming up. While I'm talking about Nuvo, we don't have one here at home to share with you, but we are restocked on the silicone spatulas as well from Nuvo. They were really quite popular when it came to our stencil butters and that kind of thing. So if you've been waiting for those spatulas, they are back in stock as well. Speaking of back in stock, we have been without this next product for quite some time. And even still, we had to go to a big size versus a small size. And that is Sticky Specs. So this is a phenomenal adhesive for anything delicate, anything tiny. And all we've done is we have switched out so we used to have the half sheets. We now have the full sheets because that's all we were able to get from our supplier. But my recommendation is cut it in half this way, cut it in half this way, and then you've got lots of small pieces that you can work with and play with much more easily than the big ones.
They could use the new rotary trimmer to cut it.
Matt's saying we can absolutely use a new rotary trimmer to cut this, or just scissors, or just your regular paper trimmer. But lots of ways you can cut it. Now, I bet some of you are saying, what the heck is Sticky Specs? So these are teeny tiny little adhesive hexagons that come on these yellow sheets, and this is what they look like. This is magnified 36 times. So you can imagine that they are teeny tiny. It comes with the yellow sheet, which holds, it's the carrier for the adhesive, as well as a top sheet. So what you're going to do is you're going to peel that top sheet, you're going to put your die cut down into place, put the lid back on, give it a little rub, pick it up, and then you've got adhesive all over your backing. If you are taking classes with Deanna, we've got one coming up this Saturday. We've got another one coming up in April. She definitely recommends these for all your delicate little bits. So if you have not tried it, then I do recommend you grab a pack and give it a try. Maybe even go in with a friend.
Joy wants to know would they be good for vellum. Have you tried it with vellum?
Joy, they absolutely would be good for vellum as well. I would still recommend trying it on a little scrap piece first. Sometimes it just depends on the vellum. Sometimes the thinner vellum still will have some show through, but they do cover nicely, and I have used it on vellum in the past. For those of you who have had the ones that we had before with the half sheet, you're getting the exact same amount in this pack as you did in the previous pack. In the previous pack, though, they just cut it in half and gave you more sheets. So in total, you are getting the exact same amount. And like I said, I do recommend cutting it down just so it's a little bit easier to work with. So yay, so Sticky Specs back in stock. Next up is a one-off. This was something that one of our customers had requested, and we thought it was so cool that we brought it in ourselves. It is called Hand Stamped Original. It is a stamp from My Favorite Things, and these are little stamps to put on the back of your creations. So it's like your Hallmark. You can sign it if you want. Some of these are envelope sayings, but they are so much fun. So as heartfelt, as sealed with a smile, from my heart to yours, made by me, just for you. But then there's things like better than store-bought, sent late to extend the celebration, open for a handmade hug, and I personally like this one here that says, I didn't lick this envelope. So really fun, especially for all of our card makers, but maybe if you make mini albums as gifts and things like that, you could definitely put this on any of your projects. And I love the different fonts, and it's just a great little stamp set to have in your stash.
You're welcome.
Matt's saying you're welcome.
I brought it tonight.
Oh, he's calling it a Matt's pick. So, hey, if you want a Matt's pick, then get that stamp set. Next on my pile, if you were in MakerMania 7, you have seen this before. But now that MakerMania 7 is over, we have just a little bit left over of supplies that were in our kit and some coordinating pieces as well. So it is now fair game for all of you. And it is beautiful, super beautiful spring paper from Crafter's Companion. This is called Dancing Dragonfly. It is a Sarah Davies signature collection. And let me tell you, it is absolutely stunning. I'm just taking a look over the side. I think my MakerMania projects are in the other room, but look at how stunningly beautiful these colors are. Both the A side and the B side are absolutely beautiful. Lilies, lily pads, dragonflies. Not so much butterflies in this one, but you could absolutely use the butterflies to go with it. This is the 12 by 12 paper pad. It gives you lots and lots of paper. I believe it's 3 of every sheet, so that's 36 sheets. There is also a luxury foil cardstock pad, and some of the treatments that people did on this paper were absolutely stunning. So there's butterfly. I don't know if it's going to translate well here. Let's see if I can open it up. It's got patterns on it. And so just like this, it's got these foiled patterns on it, but you can also do ink treatments over top, and these patterns will jump up and resist. There is also a vellum pack, 8 by 8, that has some printed vellum as well as some coordinating solids. And, you know, even though it's not from the same line, I think I've shown you this one before, the Wisteria line, the colors are very complementary. And if you want some very beautiful coordinating cardstock, this would still be a really great selection to work with. To go along with that, I know you guys have been loving the Crafter's Companion dies. So there's this beautiful border one. It is called Water Lily Border. We have Simple Sentiments. Now this package, the dies are as shown. They are this size. So they are quite delicate and quite small. But I will tell you, I was cutting with them and they just cut like butter. They cut really, really beautifully. And then last but not least, there is a water lily frame that has a beautiful dragonfly inside. And then this paper also coordinates really well with some of the lily pad, the Looking Glass lily pad set from Hero Arts, the koi fish. Darlene did some beautiful TN spreads with the koi fish as well. Really very water focused, dragonfly focused. I'm not coming up with the right word, but it's absolutely stunning and beautiful to work with. And now last, but certainly not least, I showed you off Inkwell in Toast from last week from 49 and Market. And at long last, Everywhere is now in the house. This is a stunning, absolutely stunning paper line from 49 and Market that is very travel focused. And hey, you might see some of the same things that you saw in that Tim pack. So I love how 49 and Market always does a little cut apart, fussy cutting sheet on the back of the cover page. We do also have the single sheets in this line. Let me come down on camera just a little bit further. But just, I love that it's vintage and yet still has a brightness to it. The colors have a softness, but they don't fade away. Then you've got some vibrant stuff like that orange. Here is a map, some great collage with all of these postmarks, the sailboats, the postage stamps.
It's almost hard to tell which is the A and B side.
I don't know if you guys can hear Matt, but he says it's hard to know what is the A side and the B side. You're just going to have to get two of everything. I think that's really your only solution. The blue is vibrant and goes beautifully with the Inkwell paper that we shared last week. They've done a good job. Here's some great little postcards. And then this one with all the tickets. I think this is probably one of my favorite pages. And a nice soft kind of watercolory map on the background. So that is the collection pack, but it also is just showcasing what the single sheets would look like. And let me tell you, there is a whack extras for this line as well. So there is washi tape and fabric tape. The fabric, though, this is washi here. 4 rolls. Let me see if I can get that open. So you've got the big wide one, you've got the blue, and then you've got the little narrow ones down on this end. All of the washi tapes and fabric tapes come with that cutter that you can attach to the box. Actually, it goes on the front and on the back. And then this is repositionable fabric tape. Just a slightly different material that it's made from, but you can use them in many of the same ways. There is the washi tape stickers.
Using the trademark.
Shelly is using the trademark. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It really is. And I think between the brightness and the vintageness of it, you could use it for so many different travel adventures that you've gone on, whether it's Caribbean, whether it's European, whether it's staycation. I think it really translates well across any kind of travel or just, maybe dream and inspirational stuff that you want to document. So the washi tape stickers, all these great little icons. There is, of course, a 6x8 pad for those of you who like the smaller format. We have tags. Oh, doesn't show on the back.
There's no pictures on the back.
Yeah, all kinds of tags in those coordinating colors, some beautiful butterflies. There is the enamel bubbles and baubles, as she calls them. They are she calls it epoxy. Same kind of idea. They've got more of a translucence than enamel, but great little icons. We have geo frames. So the little geo markers, and you've got these little areas that pop out. We have regular chipboard with sayings and labels and icons. And we have the word chipboard as well. So everywhere, adventure, detour, explore, favorite, go, dream, drive, and some great little sayings down the side. There is a whole new set called chipboard map frames. And these are fun because they punch out of each other. So you've got lots and lots of different sizes in here, squares, rectangles, fun little things to either make shakers out of or put around your photos and just make them look fun. We have the essential file set. So these have pockets and inserts and more pockets. So again, perfect, absolutely perfect for journals, traveler's notebooks, smaller format projects, as well as adding to your layouts. You put these pockets on here, you tuck a journaling card or maybe ticket stubs or even a map that maybe you, of a tour that you went on. Lots of different ways that you can just add layers to your projects. Ephemera bits. Look at how big this package is. 146 die cuts. That is Doodlebug style ephemera. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and some more die cuts, tags, tickets, icons, labels, sentiments, butterflies, so on and so forth. There is also a cluster kit. So these are chipboard. They are similar to the clusters and the frames from Simple Stories if you have ever used them, but this comes in this great little pocket and you've got your frames and you've got extra bits. Plus they've also got this really cool cord and button on here that you could do some really fun stuff with. 49 Market is known for their laser cuts. They're beautiful cut. I'm going to call them chipboard. They're not as thick as chipboard. They are a different kind of material. But again, windows and tags and icons and stamps, a compass, a bike, lots of compasses actually, and so much more. I'm going to make some space before I go on to the next little section here of Vintage Artistry Everywhere. Bring it over here behind me because it just keeps going. So with this line, there are 3 sets of rub-ons. There is the, let me just get the names right. This is just the 6x8 rub-on transfer set. Let me make sure they.
Yes, it's on the front.
It's on the front.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just the Everywhere rub-on transfer set. So it's your standard. It's got some words. It's got some texture. It's got some stitching. It's got all kinds of postage marks and some great little vignettes here. Then we have defining words. So they're these little collage clusters of dictionary definitions. So detour, excursion, tourist, view. And on the back, look at all these little words and callouts. Darlene just about lost her mind when she saw these. And then lastly, we have the album rub-ons. So this one has larger words. It has more clusters. It's got this fun little schedule type, whether it's on an arrivals board or a departure board. I don't know. I thought it was really cool with the days and day 1 through day 10 so that you can really document your trip. Those are the small rub-ons because, of course, there's more. It just keeps going. Any questions for me, Matt, as we go along? Everybody's good?
Everybody's being really quiet right now, so either they're
okay.
falling asleep or they're really, really.
So while I finish off here with Everywhere, maybe you guys can put in the comments and write what your dream destination would be. If you were to get this pack, what destination would you want to travel with to go with it?
I know.
Matt's raising his hand. I bet he's going to say Hawaii.
Oh.
I guessed it. Yeah. So this is just the standard Everywhere rub-on transfer. This is the 12x12. So great big icons. We have the color wash. So lots of color splotches and collage areas on this one. And then this is the sentiment rub-on with words. Now, I am going to do a little bit of a plug for myself. It's not available yet, but our next quarter for our Lots of Layouts Club that I teach once a month, we're going to be learning about clusters and using rub-ons as well. So if that's something you're interested in, email us, customerservice@craftersworkshop.ca. And once I've got that loaded in the system, which will be in the next couple of days, I can let you know about that. And then just to finish off, we have the Colored Foundations pack, and there is an Ultimate Page Kit. Now, I use the word kit kind of loosely. You've got all the supplies in here. There are photos of layouts for inspiration, but there are not step-by-step instructions, just so that you're aware of that. But look at all the good stuff that comes in this kit. Plus, you get it in this, not acetate, but this kind of vinyl plastic folder to hold all your bits and pieces in it. So that is Vintage Artistry Everywhere. It's the one that people have been waiting for, and it's now here in all its glory. Get it while it lasts.
So Donna says that they were just all in awe. That's why they were so quiet.
I see. You guys have all been in awe. Matt is saying that the comments you guys are, but I see lots of fun trip ideas, Bali, Alaska, around the world. Josie is definitely with us in Hawaii. We can go for pina coladas, I guess, is from the Caribbean, but we can go to the Dole plantation and have pineapple together, Dole Whip, all that good stuff.
I want to go somewhere cold. Alaska cruise.
Well, I think the views in Alaska would be absolutely stunning. All right, so we are in the final stretch because I have a whole list of announcements next to share with you. We are going into the announcements, and don't forget, don't leave me yet. I know I've stopped showing product, but I have so much to share with you, and you are going to want to stay. I have deliberately and intentionally left the very most important announcement for the very end.
Carolina's got the right one.
Caroline wants to go to Scotland. Matt definitely wants to go back to Scotland as well. He did go on a wonderful trip with his mom a couple of years ago, pre-pandemic, but he wants to go back and golf in Scotland. So, all right, so announcements. Who of you saw our special guest last night? I was so honored to have Nicole and Kim from Spellbinders come and talk to us about the Glimmer Live workshop. If you missed that, please do go back and watch it on replay. I will also pop that video in the newsletter tomorrow. If you have even ever thought about hot foiling, this is the workshop that you want to be a part of. Ellen says, if I were you, I would go to the website. Don't go yet. I've got lots to talk to you about. Ellen, don't distract people. Next up from Spellbinders, yesterday was definitely a Spellbinders day. That's just a little bit more about the Glimmer workshop, the kits, the add-on kit. If you have more questions, check out that video or reach out to us. And then we launched 2 new pre-sales. The first being, I know it's only March, but we advertised and are pre-selling the 2023 Advent Calendar from Spellbinders. There are 24 little windows, 24 goodies. These are all season, all occasion items inside. So when you open these day by day, you are going to get dies, stamps, embossing folders, and more that you can use all year round. But if you want something a little bit more holiday focused, Ellen, cover your ears. We have the 12 Days of Stitchmas as well. It is a stitching die extravaganza. It will start, I believe, in September, that you can count down the 12 Days of Stitchmas and open up 12 full-size, holiday-themed stitching dies.
Lori has a question about the Advent calendar. How large are the dies?
Lori is asking how big is the calendar? How big are the items? I would say in the Advent calendar, and I don't know, Matt, if you can go back to that Advent calendar image. So the Advent calendar itself, if I remember correctly from last year, I would estimate it at about 10 by 12, 10 by 14 in size.
What's that big? Maybe 9 by 12?
Matt's saying 9 by 12 in size. So they are on the smaller side. For example, the embossing folders are what we would call mini embossing folders, but they are still very versatile. The dies, I would say, you know what, I don't really want to say because I don't want to overpromise or explain something. They would be on the smaller side, but I would not call them teeny tiny. So hopefully that answers your question, Lori. Adrian wanted to grab the Stitchmas set. I know Adrian is a big stitcher, just like Tanya and Darlene, so we are super excited. What's really nice about the stitching event as well, I'm calling it an event because Spellbinders is going to do some demos, share some projects, and every day will be something new that you can follow along with what you receive in your box. So that is Advent and Stitchmas from Spellbinders, pre-selling now, even though it's only March, but they will not be arriving to us until the fall. So place your order now.
Will ship to the US or just Canada?
Sammy, we will absolutely ship to you in the US as well. There is some shipping terms on our website that you can look, or just email us.
$150 above is free shipping.
Email us at customerservice@craftersworkshop.ca. Matt is saying that at $150, even to the US, your shipping would be free. So hopefully that answers your question. Next up, back to the slideshow, Matt, is our D-Stash sale. We still have about 10 spots available. I know June seems like a really far way away, but believe me, it's going to come fast. If you are looking to de-stash your crafting supplies, if you want to make a little bit of extra so that you can stock up on anything new, vintage artistry from 49 and Market, or if you just want to make space, come and purchase one of our de-stash tables for our sale. It is being held at the Stouffville Legion on Mostar Street, which is maybe 5 minutes from our store. Ellen says, sometimes I like to buy things and then forget about it and then surprise it arrives. Well, you know what? Everything about those advent calendars are a surprise. All right, next one up as we move along, just a reminder, this is a final call for Deanna's Tranquility card class. She has asked me to give her final numbers tomorrow. So if you have not signed up for this class yet, what the heck are you waiting for? Matt, if you can come back to my screen, I do actually have the sample cards here with me. These are using the Vintage Artistry Tranquility line. Soft, beautiful, full of Deanna's signature layer upon foam tape upon layer. Really, really gorgeous cards. You will get everything you need to make these cards other than foam tape. You need to provide your own.
Or glue.
Or glue. But the foam tape, if we were to provide all the foam tape we're going to need an extra box. Deanna has accented with silver, and they are just absolutely stunning. And you know what? Even if you are, yeah, you like the paper, yeah, you make beautiful cards, but she goes through how she's designed these and shares with you great tips so that you can then recreate these with this paper or other paper on your own. It really helps you to learn some tips and tricks about clustering, layering, and design. So, final call. I will be submitting my numbers early tomorrow afternoon. If you have not registered by tomorrow, you may be out of luck. So make sure you go and register for Tranquility cards with Deanna. Liana is saying Deanna's classes are amazing. They absolutely are. All right, next up on the list, we have 2 more classes that are coming up that you're going to want to join. The first is Chris's Fun with Stamping Foam. A couple of weeks ago, she did a demo, a learning live on Simon Hurley stamping foam. And in this class, you will learn some great techniques for using that foam with embossing folders. There will be some ink blending. There will be all kinds of amazing techniques. So we have a few spots left in that. Make sure you get signed up. That class is coming up very quickly. Next up, we are also launching Darlene's mini album Big Fun Club. This club has been running I think we're in our third year running this club, and it just keeps growing. This quarter, we are focusing on Life Captured by Simple Stories. You get an amazing kit full of goodies, and there are 3 classes, one in April, one in May, one in June, with challenges and exchanges and ideas shared in between in a private Facebook group. Now, typically, Darlene is the second Friday of every month. However, for April, that falls on Scrap Fest weekend, and we will all be in Kitchener for that. So she has moved the April date, I believe, to April 27th, but it is listed on the website, so you can go and check that out. May and June will be back in schedule. So if you ever wondered what Darlene's Big Fun Club is all about, you're going to want to get into it. It is mini albums, it is flips and flaps, it is all kinds of things Elizabeth Craft. You don't have to have any of those supplies. Margaret is asking, can you bring Q to the Scrapathon? If you have purchased and registered, Margaret, absolutely, we can bring your kit, just like we are bringing any other purchases to St. Mary's next weekend for those of you who are participating in the St. Mary's Scrapathon. All right, next slide is Scrap Fest. We just talked about Scrap Fest. This is just a little poster sharing with you a reminder to get your tickets for Scrap Fest, which is April 14th and 15th. You can buy tickets at the door on Saturday, so if you wanted to just make it a spontaneous decision, absolutely still come out and see us, especially if it's a great weekend to go for a drive. And this poster also just highlights the Creative Hub. Now, I have received a number of questions. What is the Creative Hub? Well, I have gotten together with my sister stores, Stamplicity from Port Colborne and Glitter and Ink from Belleville. All 3 of us are members of Crafters Home, which is our association that puts on so many great events. Well, all 3 of us are going to be at Scrap Fest, so we thought, you know what? Let's just have some fun. So Lisa has very generously allocated us some space that we can share, that we're going to do demos. We are going to show off some techniques. We are going to show off some products, and we are going to show off some great creative projects. Plus, just for fun, we're going to have some showdowns. So we have some topics planned, we have some ideas planned, and we are going to go crafting head to head, try and see who can craft faster, who can think quicker, and I'm sure all of us will come out with some amazing, amazing projects in like 15 minutes. So come and see us all create. Come and see us in the Creative Hub. This is the first time that this Creative Hub has ever happened, and I do not think it will be the last. But you don't want to miss it. You want to say that I was there for the first Creative Hub. Matt's laughing at us, but we were so excited. We're going to have so much fun. Okay, we're almost there. One more announcement before the big one. This weekend is Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine spring edition launch, starting on Friday. And I'm going to be very clear about this. Your order, your purchase must take place starting on Friday, March the 17th. Your purchase of $30 or more will get you a free magazine. Now, if you are purchasing online, if you are placing an order online, please just put in the order notes that you would like a magazine. We know many of you subscribe as well, so we don't want to double up and add extra weight to your shipment. But if you would like a free copy with your qualifying purchase, we are so happy to put that in. And for our local peeps, we have our reusable tote bag weekend. So if you bring your green Paper Crafters Workshop tote bag to the store to go shopping, you will get 15% off your regular priced items. So that is Friday and Saturday this weekend in conjunction with the Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine launch. We only have a limited number of quantities and it's going to go fast. All right, I'm going to take a sip of water and then we are in the final announcement. And then Alan's already been teasing.
Deep breath, deep breath.
Deep breath. Sip of water. All right, folks, we have been doing some spring cleaning. We have all kinds of stamps, dies, and stencils from our outlet that for a very limited time, so just under 2 weeks, week and a half, you can get an additional 25% off those select items.
That means it's at least 50 off the original price. Or
Matt,
something like that.
so-
It's crazy.
Matt's saying it's at least 50% off the original price. All you really need to know is that it is extreme savings. We are clearing out because you know there's going to be lots more. In fact, in just over 2 weeks, Matt and I are heading to Columbus for the trade show in person. So you know we're shopping. You know we're ordering new stuff. We need to make room. Now, in order to take advantage of this savings online, you need to enter the March Clear Out word, all one word, as your coupon code in the field below subtotal before you check out. We cannot add this discount after your transaction is complete. If you are shopping in person, you're going to pop right in the door and it's all set out on a table right inside the door, and you can go through our spring clear out of stamps, dies, and stencils right there. And we will take that extra 25% off at the cash desk. So hopefully that was well worth waiting for as we showed you all these fun new products from Tim and from Janine and Katie at 49 and Market and Sarah from Crafters Companion and all those other goodies in between. Big shout out to Kim and Nicole for our visit last night, to Chris and Darlene for their classes. Marcy too, her class sold out, so we don't have anything to share with you for that, but there will be more coming, I am sure. We've got lots in the works, and I thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Whew, that was a long haul. Go shop the spring clear out, go shop 49 and Market, and we will see you next week. Have a wonderful rest of your week and a terrific weekend, everyone.